Look at this. There are 4,152 subscribers in my trading group, and we're killing it. I got a few shout outs to give on my trading group. This person stated, signed up for VIP Elite, took your suggestion. I doubled my money in less than a week. This person, I'm up $58,000 in 10 days. I've got a cryptocurrency trading group. I've got 6 chat groups where everybody's calling out breakouts, posting charts, working together to trade this market. I've got 41 videos in a playlist. If you don't know anything about trading at all, nothing, you can watch these videos. You'll be making profitable trades. Number one reason why people join my trading group is I post profitable trading setups every single day, and we've been killing it. If you guys want to join the cryptocurrency trading group, you want to pay in crypto, email me, cryptobitcoinchris@gmail.com. I'll get you set up and in the group today. You pay for 6 months in crypto, you get a 20% discount. You pay for the year in crypto, you get an additional month for free and a 30% discount. If you do want to pay with a card month to month on a monthly basis, you can do so. There's a Patreon link that's in the description. I want to thank everybody for watching Crypto Revolution. We talk about everything crypto daily. Before we jump into this video, I want to ask you guys, smash the like button for me, subscribe to the channel, jump in right into the market. Today in crypto, Bitcoin pullback. This is a Bitcoin daily chart. Before we jump into this video, remember, I'm giving away $500 in Bitcoin tomorrow. All you have to do for a chance to win, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment in the comment box. I'm going to choose a random comment over a 7-day period tomorrow. $500 in Bitcoin, free money. Let's go. Bitcoin daily chart. So the bulls have been unable to break back above the 200 daily simple moving average. And so we talk about this idea all the time where the basic idea of a bullish trend is the price action being and staying and holding above the 200 simple, right? If we look at this entire uptrend from way back here, starting April 28th, price action was at about $8,200. Bitcoin broke above the 200. Okay, now you can follow the 200 up here, and finally on May the 19th, 2021, the price action broke below it. Now it ran up here after a bounce off support after this big pullback, and it retested it. I mean, potentially a bearish retest. And so it's hard to be super bullish until Bitcoin breaks above this 200 daily SMA. Okay, so we're trying to build bullish case, bearish case, and right now discuss these ideas throughout this video. Short term, there are some bearish ideas. You can see I drew this rising wedge. This is a 2-hour chart for Bitcoin. And you have a rising wedge broke to the downside, and the price action bounced, came back up here, and the bulls put in a lower high. And so this would be the first situation where you would be cautious about what's going on with Bitcoin, because starting here with this low, you're putting in higher highs and higher lows. So things changed right here, okay? Which also happened back here on the daily chart, right? Put in this lower low and then lower high. And so I really want you to kind of pay attention to these ideas, because the whole instance of a trend change is based on a lower low or lower high. I mean, on the lower term time frame right here, the 2-hour chart, you do see that there's been a pullback today, about 6-7% pullback for Bitcoin. Now we go real quick to the 8-hour chart. You could say, hey, this is kind of head and shoulder-ish, if you will. Bitcoin bulls lost this trend line. You've got your MACD kind of bearish cross and curving lower. So, I mean, there's some short-term bearish ideas for Bitcoin. I mean, the bulls haven't been able to break above and hold 40,000 for any extended period of time, right? I mean, even then 42,000 and 44,000 would even be better marker as far as building a bullish case, okay? So now it's a situation where the bulls need to show up and hold this level, or you could see a move down to the range lows, 32,000. Okay, so if we go into the 30-minute chart and you see what we were talking about with this rising wedge broke to the downside, and then you got a bullish bounce, but the bulls didn't put in a higher high. They put in a lower high. Now the price actions broke below this trend line. some type of bounce here, and if a bearish retest is confirmed, you'd be looking for more downside. The bulls need to hold this level to prevent downside. Make or break for the bulls right here to prevent some downside. I've got some amazing shout outs to give in my trading group. This person stated, I want to thank you for what you're teaching us and helping us with. You've taught me a good lesson. Taking profit, not rushing to throw money in the market. I've locked down the profit of $7,000 during this time of uncertain Bitcoin direction. And that's the key here. You got to have a strategy to put in place to make money under multiple market conditions, right? So a lot of people in the group have been playing these oversold bounces. I'm still new, this person said. Nailed this Matic oversold bounce for about 8% profit. I knew to look for it yesterday on the pullback. And so this is this makes me feel good, bottom line. Like when you see people learning new ideas and all of a sudden, normally these pullbacks and drawdowns are they're not good situations. Like you're a holder. Well, all of a sudden people reaching out and they're kind of excited about these pullbacks because this volatility creates buying opportunities. This person stated, keep doing what you're doing. You've changed my life. Person made $88,000 in a day. Life-changing money. That's what this is about. This is the biggest financial opportunity of our lifetimes. I can teach you, just like I've taught these brand new traders, how to take full advantage of the opportunities in front of us, whether the market's pulling back or pumping. If you guys want to join the cryptocurrency trading group, if you pay in crypto right now, it's 50% off. So go to my website, cryptorev.net. Here's some recent trades. We had Ren, boom, 41% gains. T-Fuel, I've got a setup for you guys on Theta. We're going to talk about T-Fuel near the end of the video. T-Fuel is one of the stronger setups right now. 20% gains after a breakout and retest. 38% profits out of Bakkt. 26% profits out of Dago. Binance has got some NFT news coming. We're going to go over that shortly. But again, 26% profits here. CELR. Remember, one likes Harmony. One likes to run with CELR. So keep an eye on Harmony. The ticker is ONE. Binance is launching their NFT marketplace on June the 24th. Okay, so this is as far as like a hype cycle for NFTs, right? Potentially, this makes it a lot easier for people to buy NFTs. Essentially, will bring a lot of hype to the NFT market. Okay, so the actual date on this, June the 24th. Litecoin announcement, 52 million users of Venmo are now able to purchase Litecoin, which is big. I mean, Litecoin hasn't been one of the top performers. It just hasn't. Does it have upside potential? Sure. But ultimately, Bitcoin runs this show, right? And so we need Bitcoin to work with us for these altcoin USDT pairs to have amazing upside. However, I'm going to talk to you about the idea where altcoins can outperform Bitcoin based on an idea where Bitcoin moves sideways for an extended period of time, if this is a reaccumulation phase for Bitcoin. And so a lot of people on YouTube have been talking about the Wyckoff Distribution idea, which has been printed on the Bitcoin daily chart. I don't necessarily trade Wyckoff, but I do acknowledge that it's very valid. And if this is the Wyckoff accumulation phase where we're at right here starting, okay, here's what we could see play out. We could be at one of these green-black circles, right? And so if that's the case, you see how this is kind of head and shoulders looking, okay? Or this is also kind of head and shoulders looking. And so here you are, kind of head and shoulders looking, okay, with this bearish idea of a breakdown and possibly some downside right here if the support doesn't hold for the bulls. Okay, so the idea would be that you could see a move to the range low and then a bounce again, or a move to the range low, possibly lower, and then a bounce. And this would be the spring. And one thing that's important to understand is
A lot of this price action prints these bear traps where imagine how many people are super bearish down here when, Bitcoin's pulling back, and it kind of traps people into, they open up short positions. They bet against Bitcoin here on these lows, right? This would be a break of the low, which is seemingly a very good opportunity to short this pattern because you would expect extended downside. However, with this spring idea, the price action breaks back into the pattern and takes off. And so if Bitcoin were headed for $100,000, right? If this bull cycle is just really getting started, we have to ask ourselves, like, the market cycle phases are labeled here. And are we at this? Is this the first sell-off? Is this the first sell-off? Is this the bear trap that we're in right here? Okay. I mean, just remember, like, this is the first time where Bitcoin is broke below the 200. I mean, and it could easily bounce here and regain the 200. All right. On the weekly chart, it's below the 21 weekly, but it could bounce and regain that level. And so if that's the case, maybe this is the bear trap where everybody thinks this is the big, huge opportunity to short Bitcoin. And then you get this fake out and we run up to $100,000 Bitcoin or higher. Or we could be here in this, after Bitcoin is seemingly topped out, it's 65,000. There hasn't been a blow off top, which makes me wonder, like we have seen typically during bull runs in the past. So is this the bull trap where everybody's going to see some type of bounce right here, and then the entire crypto market just rolls over, right? And so we need to be prepared and have a plan in place for both of these ideas. If this reaccumulation phase, if this is the bullish phase where institutional investors you see labeled here are buying, accumulating, which we know they are, if this is it, this idea playing out, this reaccumulation phase could mean that Bitcoin goes down and tests the range lows down here, 32,000, but then still bounces or bounces here and then breaks out higher. I mean, there's potential that Bitcoin could be down here in this area for a month. It's possible. Like a huge immediate recovery and headed to all-time highs would be a stretch here, in my opinion, at this point. After big moves in Bitcoin, you typically see some type of extended sideways movement. And so what is possible is that during this sideways Bitcoin movement, the altcoins continue to fire off. And so we're going to talk about an altcoin hype cycle that could play out. But what I want to show you is how similar the Bitcoin daily chart and the Bitcoin 30-minute chart are. Previous price action from the Bitcoin daily chart. High 1, 2, and 3, and then 4 is a lower high. Okay, you got high 1, 2, and 3, and then 4 is a lower high. Here, previously, obviously, Bitcoin dropped from 60,000 to 30,000. But here we are. Now, is this going to play out, and will we see this $32,000 measured move? Has to be something that we pay attention to, potentially starting right now as we speak. And again, a measured move doesn't mean that, boom, we go straight there. Okay, sometimes this can take some time to play out. But we talked about a critical move happening, and here we are. Now, the same little head and shoulders idea that we see playing out here on the 8-hour chart, you can see zoomed in here on the 30-minute chart, shoulder, head, shoulder. This same idea, as soon as you think you've got it figured out, price action does something different. So you always have to be wary of the possible fake out by the price action. Remember, there's probabilities involved when you're trading this market. You're never going to be right all the time. You're going to use ideas that we talk about on a daily basis, locking in profits, stop losses, all these ideas to increase your profitability when you're trading this market. I don't know how anybody can be bearish on Bitcoin long term. I have no idea. I woke up to this. Biden, by the way, my sleep schedule is completely off, and here we are, 3:40 in the morning, making YouTube videos. Let's go. Biden to propose $6 trillion, that's a T, That's a T, not a B. That's $6 trillion budget to make the U.S. more competitive. This would push federal spending to its highest sustained levels since World War II. Are you serious? Like, I just don't even understand this. Like, you could only imagine what this is doing to the dollar. As daily, they just keep printing more. They just keep printing more, and it's just being devalued. How can Bitcoin not be the answer in the future? How can anybody be long-term bearish on Bitcoin? Let's get this dip out of the way and let's go to the moon, period. Now, hype cycles for altcoins. Let's say Bitcoin is in this reaccumulation phase or in a phase where it just moves sideways for an extended period of time, potentially pulls back and then levels out. Have these hype cycles for the altcoins that are based on the quarters, right? Because the market cycles have a tendency to align with the end of the quarters because all of your news, altcoin news, is based on the quarterly roadmaps. For an example, we're going to talk about Theta in just a second. I want you to understand that Theta has a mainnet launch coming. A ton of news, actually. Look, Theta, they pushed off their mainnet to June the 30th. They've got a line, decentralized application integration, version 2, edge compute. In September, again, this is a little bit further off, edge catching use cases. They've got an app for Ledger and Trezor coming June. And they've got beta edge storage IPFS coming in December. Anyways, a lot of news. Theta mainnet 3.0 is the big catalyst. This is going to be a catalyst for a move higher. What you want to consider is that June is a month where a lot of coins have news stacked, testnets, mainnets, software upgrades. All the quarterly news, the first half of the year news is going to be stacked at the end of June. And so what we've seen in the past is a hype cycle that takes place in the summertime, June, July, and starts to fade in August. And so the alt BTC pairs can still outperform Bitcoin, right? And so I just want to paint this picture where you need to be very aware of the news that we talk about. Make notes on these ideas. Get a whiteboard. Get organized. An example of a coin I want you to watch and put on your whiteboard would be Theta. The mainnet launches in June. You've got a bullish setup. This is a bull flag. Theta has been flagging for 2 months. There's an aggressive buy idea where on a Bitcoin pullback, you could pick up Theta at a discount and play this bounce from the lower trend line to the upper trend line. Aggressive buy for more experienced traders. The more common breakout trading type entry would be to buy the breakout of the retest of this pattern. The June 30th mainnet launch is going to be the catalyst for retail traders to FOMO into Theta's run-up. These run-ups typically start, 2 or 3 weeks out from when the actual news is. But what you can expect is that prior to the actual mainnet launch, quite possible traders take profits and you see profit taking and a pullback in the price action before the actual date. A lot of people come into this and they would think, well, on the mainnet launch, this is going to pump the price, right? Should I buy it the day before? Somebody asked me recently in trading group. And it's more thinking ahead. That's going to make you very successful in this market. Thinking ahead and look for a breakout by Theta prior to the mainnet launch, potentially a few weeks before even. Really depends on Bitcoin. As an example, so a couple years ago, in the trading group, we were trading Tron's testnet launch. We made a killing. We made a ton of money. Look what Tron did for its testnet launch. Then its mainnet launch, I was kind of reckless of using too much capital, right? Well, the entire market crashed. And Tron mainnet launch equated to about a 1 or 2% profit. but the entire market was double-digit red. So inadvertently, and it just worked out like that, Tron stayed green while the rest of the market was red based on the news of their mainnet launch. And so, again, the actual percentage of profits are very dependent on what Bitcoin's doing, and so that always needs to be the same times you're watching these altcoin charts. If you're trading these altcoin charts or opening positions, you need to have your eyes on Bitcoin the entire time. Bitcoin will help you front run and trade these altcoins. They move together. Real quick, T-Fuel. T-Fuel is one of the strongest setups. Like, we're up about 30% in T-Fuel. Look, you can see I posted T-Fuel BTC in the trading group on the 26th. This thing is booming now. You can see T-Fuel, it sold off with Bitcoin, and then it had this epic bounce, and this thing is up about 100% since Bitcoin's pullback. But the idea here is T-Fuel looks strong, and so we use this idea when we're considering opening a trade or position on Theta. And potentially these Theta and T-Fuel obviously like to run together, and so pay attention to both of these ideas. If you guys like the content that I provide on a daily basis, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment in the comment box. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow.